Manager forces me to get a doctor's note despite it being illegal to do so. Doctor writes him the most passive-aggressive note signing me off for 2 weeks instead of 2 days to teach him a lesson. My manager thought he could bully a sick girl into showing up for her shift. He had no idea he just handed a doctor a pen and a reason. I was in my early 20s, working at a supermarket. I was a good employee, never late, rarely sick. That morning, I had been up all night, burning with fever, vomiting from both ends. At 2 a.m., I passed out with my head in the sink. I woke up at 7 a.m. on the bathroom floor, so I called my manager. Let us call him Steve. Steve was notorious, never believed sick staff, but somehow always needed days off himself after weekends. I told him I could not come in. I had a fever and I could not stop being sick. But wait, it gets worse. Steve told me I was being stupid. He said if I was really sick, I would be knocked out completely. Then he growled down the phone and told me to come in or bring a doctor's note, or I was fired. Here is where it gets insane. In the UK, you are legally allowed to self-certify for 5 days. You do not need a doctor's note. Demanding one is actually illegal. I knew that, but I was terrified. This was during the recession. I could not lose my job. So I dragged myself out of bed, almost passed out getting dressed, then walked 25 minutes to the doctor's office. The doctor was furious the moment she saw me. She told me I should not have come in. I should have stayed home. And then I told her about Steve. I watched her face change completely. She asked if I received sick pay. I said yes. She said, slowly, "He wants a sick note, does he? Okay, I will give him a sick note." I could not believe what was happening. Instead of confirming I was sick for a couple of days, she wrote that Steve had illegally forced me to make a dangerous trip while running a 39-degree fever, and that as a result, she was signing me off for 2 full weeks. She noted that had Steve followed the law, I would have only needed a few days. 2 weeks, fully paid. I went to the store to hand it over. A duty manager took one look at me and went pale. They walked me down to Steve's office themselves. Steve read the note. His face dropped. He tried to say he was never serious about firing me. That was not the right thing to say. The duty manager had heard him admit it. The union rep got involved. Steve faced a disciplinary hearing and received a formal written warning. I went home, recovered after a few days, and spent 2 glorious weeks in the sunshine, fully paid. Meanwhile, Steve was stuck covering shifts because they were short-staffed, all because he demanded that note. Comment, not the asshole, or you're the asshole below. Whose side are you on?